Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to make a double stepper card. The paper collection I'm going to use to mat and layer with is Christmas Buddies from the Creative Crafting World. I've got my design sheets, I have the paper kit, and in here is also the embellishment pads with the sentiments. I'm going to use the insert collection and of course the colour card collection. And also I'm going to use die collection, which is Essential Nesting Dies Volume 1. As you can see, I put mine onto a magnetic sheet and put it in a clear cello bag just so it's easy accessible. So to start off the card, you're also going to need a scoreboard and also one that cuts too, or of course if you're comfortable with a knife, you can use that knife and a ruler. So to start off with, you're going to need 4 pieces of card. Each of these measures 16 centimeters by 30 centimeters. So to start off with, if we just set up the score. So 2 of the cards, you're going to score each one at 15 centimeters. And then just fold those. These actually make the cover for the 2 stepper cards, so put those to one side. So next we're going to make the stepper card. You need 2 of these. So to start off with, along the top edge, score a full score all the way down at 11 centimeters. Then move along to 15 centimeters, and this is where we're going to make our steps. So from here, just score down to 4 centimeters. Next, move it along to 19 centimeters, and again just score down to 4 centimeters. Okay, now our second lines start at 17 centimeters, and this one is going from 4 centimeters to 8 centimeters, and then move it along to 21 centimeters, and the same score line, 4 centimeters down to 8 centimeters. Our third set, you need to be along at 19 centimeters, and we're scoring from 8 centimeters to 12 centimeters. Then move it along to 23 centimeters, and again we're scoring from 8 centimeters down to 12 centimeters. And our final ones, we're going to move the top card to 21 centimeters, and this is going from 12 all the way down to the bottom to 16 centimeters, and then 25 centimeters, and again from 12 centimeters down to the bottom. So I'm not sure if you can see the score lines on this. I apologize if you can't. So next we need to cut our steps. So the first ones, you just need to place your card at 4 centimeters, because our steps are 4 centimeters square, and then this time we're going to cut from our first score line, but this one's going all the way to our third score line, so it's basically the second step. Okay, so just to show you, there's a score line. So first score line, second score line, third score line. Just move that out of the way. So next one is going to be 8 centimeters. Okay, and this time we're going from our second score line all the way to our our fourth score line on the end there. Okay, there's our next, and then our next is going to 12 centimeters. I'm going 1 to third score line all the way to our last score line. So there's our cuts. Now you need 2 of these. Just move this out of the way because I've made my other one up. So here's my other one. Now what you need to do is that these need to be the opposite. So one, that's your first one, so then this one needs to be the opposite. Just using the scorer to the other steps. So it's you fold out, sorry, I'm going to turn this around, and then fold in. Okay, so fold out. So the first ones all fold out, and the next score lines all fold inwards. Let's fold it down. Okay, just fold them all down. And there's our stepper card. So to make these cards, I mean you can use that card just like that and just make a single card out of it, but to make it sturdier I like to put an added card set base on the back there. So to do this we're just going to glue these together. I actually use paper clips when I'm attaching 2 pieces together, just so it holds it stable. That's that one, and then just attach some glue to this. You can use tape if you want to use tape, it's entirely up to you how you like to do things. Make sure that's level. Just get the paper clips out. So that's our first card. So just pop that there to dry. And now this is our opposite card. So doing exactly the same. It just gives, like I said, just gives that added strength. To make sure it's all level. Just make sure it's pressed down. Okay. So there are 2 card bases. Now next we need to join them together, and we have a piece of card here that measures 16 centimeters. So that's the height of your card, and then just by 9.5 centimeters. And I can see to hold it together properly. It's one way to ruin your card, not look what you're doing. So just reattach that. Not really quite sure how that moved. Make sure this has not moved. No. Just take the clips off. See why it moved. Yeah. I mean, I've ruined my card slightly by pulling that off, but it's going to be matted and layered anyway. I mean, normally I would give them longer to dry, but can't really do that when you're doing a video. So next, use your mat and just get them as close together as you can. I'm going to attach the second piece, well, the third piece of card, but this is a hinge, fit all together. And I have moved that one out of the way. Just turn this one over and I'll attach it this way. It's not easy making a card when you're not videoing yourself, because at least then any mistakes you make, nobody else can see them. So anyway, sorry. So that is our actual double stepper card, and it will all just fold flat. I just need an added score line just in there. Well, just not an added score line, just to make sure it's all folded correctly. So there you go, you can see it, and then just I join at the back there. So I've actually cut out all my pieces, and this is just to make it quicker. Otherwise it would be an awful long video if I was cutting and matting and layering at the same time. So like I said, this paper collection is called Christmas Buddies, but of course you can use any collection you like. So to start off with, I've done the centre part. So the measurements for this are 3.5 centimeters by 21.5 centimeters, and then the matte one should be 3 centimeters by 21 centimeters, but because I'm using an 8x8 pad, as you can see, it was slightly smaller, but I don't think it's going to affect the card at all. So attach that to the center at the top. The second piece is 3.5 centimeters by 17.5 centimeters, so that makes the paper 3 centimeters by 17 centimeters. third piece is 3.5 centimeters again by 13.5 centimeters, making the paper 3 centimeters by 13 centimeters. I mean, just giving you the measurements. I mean, you can measure it all yourself, but if I give you the measurements, you could easily just go to your card, whatever card collection you're using, and just cut them straight out. So our fourth bit is 3.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters, making the paper 3 centimeters by 9 centimeters. So as you can see, that nicely covers up the little section of card that we put in the center. So next I've gone and used one of the toppers. So it's a circle topper, and I've used the Essential die collection. I've cut a white mat and a colour card mat out, and I think I'm going to foam pad that in the centre there. So there's a nice cute little Christmas elephant, and then I've done a sentiment, and again I've done a white mat and a blue mat layer. Just gonna stick that, pop that there. Next ones, I've got our small squares. Now you need 8 of these because they're for the step apart, and these are 3.5 centimeters by 3.5 centimeters, and of course the paper is 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. So these just pop attached there. Sorry, my head got in the way then. It's because I'm standing up doing it, so apologies for that. Let's try and sit down, and I won't put my head in the way of the camera. Just trying to get them level. And one last piece. Just gonna make sure they're straight, because if not, it will glue everywhere. If not, it will really bug me. There you go. So that's that part. Now next is the fronts. Put those in place, and then the same on this side. So the first one is is 3.5 centimeters by 3.5 centimeters, and making the paper 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. Second one is 3.5 centimeters by 5.5 centimeters. The paper is 3 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Next one is 3.5 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters, making the paper 3 centimeters by 7 centimeters. Just need to get my spacing right. And the last one is 3.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters, and making the paper 3 centimeters by 9 centimeters. Yeah, there's that side, and of course this side, the measurements are exactly the same as that side. A little bit too much glue on that one. Okay. Now next we're going to do the inside here, and I've made up some little mats already. So this is, I will double check the measurement. So this is 15.5 centimeters by 10.5 centimeters, making the paper 15 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And this is for the inside edges of the card. I've made a small section here. This is actually the paper is actually a border strip. So the border strip is just over 2.5 centimeters. So the white card that I've got underneath is 15.5 centimeters. So it matches the matte layer on there, and then just 3 centimeters across. I mean, this is just how I'm decorating this card, but of course you'll have your own designs and own ideas on how to decorate it. So really you just need to watch the video maybe and just do the card base. And then I'm just going to add this cute little robin just down there. And then the next side. Exactly the same again with one of the border strips. Now these are the actual square toppers that are die cut and just come straight out of the paper kit. So I've just done a white mat that measures 8.5 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters. The small toppers are from the embellishment pad, and they've just got a small white border that measures 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Sorry, I'm stood up again just so I can get my mats right, which makes me put the glue too close to the camera. So that's the inside of our double stepper card. So when all the pieces are actually cut out, it really is very quick to make it. Now this is our front. This topper is from the, oops, put it in the camera. This topper is from the embellishment pad. It did have a larger border around it, but I have trimmed it off and then just done a colour card mat and a white mat layer. So the colour card mat layer is 8.5 by 8.5 centimeters, so that makes a white mat layer 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters. These two, the corner dies are used from the Essential Die collection, and our main base mat here measures 15.5 centimeters by 14.5 centimeters, making the paper 15 centimeters by 14 centimeters. Bits of glue on my card, so I'm just going to attach that to the front. Glue on my hands for making cards. There you go, that's that one. I think I'll attach this one with some foam pads. Just going to put that in the centre. And the corner ones I'm just going to attach with some wet glue. That's one side. And again, this was a topper from the embellishment pad with the outside border too. So again, just cut it off just to match the other side of the board of the card. So just attach the topper with foam pads again. Yeah, it's about the same there. I'm just going to attach these just on the opposite side. And then I have a sentiment that I've made a white border and a colour card border for. And I'm just going to have to go slightly over because my top is slightly large. So I'm just going to attach that with a foam pad. Just get it in the right place. There we go. So that's the front of our card, and we open up to the inside of our card. But of course, we need somewhere to write. So because we don't really want this showing on our card, I've gone and used one of the inserts. So this colour card measures 29.5 centimetres by 15.5 centimetres. So that makes the insert that I've used here 29 centimetres by 15 centimetres, and we're just going to attach that to the back of our card. Glue off my hands. Just hold that down while it attaches. Maybe some double-sided tape might have been better for that, but anyway, there you go. So you can write your message on the back there, and it hides most of where we've joined our cards together. So again, there's our front, 2 toppers, the essential nesting dies that we've used for the corner dies, and our sentiment. Then we open it out, move all these out of the way, and then inside, so we have our 2 square toppers. This is a border strip, and our small square toppers. I gave you the measurements for these and the measurements for the small squares, and then our inside card. All stands up very nicely. Now there is a box that I made to fit this card in, but that will be on another video because I really didn't want to overwhelm you with too many measurements at this time. So please look out for that video if you'd like to know how to make a box for this. But of course you can always, you know, make one yourself because you probably know how to. But anyway, so there's our double stepper card. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do make this at all, then please come over to Creative Friends on Facebook and show us that you've used, this tutorial, because it'd be lovely to see if whatever you make. Thank you. Bye.